Hi, my name is Sandy Wilkinson, and I'm an employee at Envision.
Perfect. Okay. And you can go.
And do you know how to spell her? Oh, yes, you
Yeah, go ahead and spell your name for me.
Yeah. Sandy, and then Wilkinson is Wilkinson.
Okay.
Just a little over a year. I started June 23rd, 2014. I started out as a picker, but I rapidly progressed to a machine operator, and that is what I currently do, is I operate the Amplast machines. Well, I come from Kenton, Ohio, and I was searching for employment out there after my previous, I lost my previous job because I was a caregiver, and the lady who I was caring for passed away. So I was looking for employment and was having difficulties finding employment. So I Google searched, companies that hire blind people or people with vision impairments, and Envisions was one of the companies that came up. So I put in my resume, and I got a call back from Kevin Burton, and after speaking with a few current employees here, I decided to come out for the 2-week work trial. And I got hired during that 2 weeks time, and Envisions paid to relocate me out here. So it's going great. It was a struggle. It really was, because a lot of people really, when you show up with a guide dog at your interview, even though they don't say it turns them off, you kind of get the sense that, they're just not going to hire you and stuff. So I really, honestly, out of frustration, that's when I Google searched, because I would have loved to have stayed in my small town, but it wasn't meant to be. So I'm grateful that there was an opportunity out here for me.
Excellent.
Pretty much, we have a lead on the Amplast side of the plant, and he has usually the computer set up. And so the computer is all voice overed, so everything on the computer I can go through, and it tells me like what product I'm making, what the specifications are, like the length, the width, all the measurements, the boxes that I need, the material that I'm supposed to be using. And so that's the first thing I check, is what I'm making that particular moment. Then the next thing is I go over my machine. I make sure that it is in ready condition to start producing the product. Because you really don't want to turn on a machine and then have some bad seals just because you didn't check and your Teflon's bad, or the blade's not properly placed in there and it's not cutting. So I check out my machine. I make sure that in the back the dividers are not too tight, because you don't want to, if it's too tight, it'll backlash the machine, and then you have a rethread, and that just is not good. So the second, like I said, the first thing is I check what I'm doing for the day. The second thing is I check over my machine. I start the machine and make sure that the quality's good, that we're getting good seals, that the measurements are coming out correctly, that the stacks and the batches are set properly, so we're getting the exact number of bags that we need. And pretty much it's just on cruise control from there, just roll changing and palletizing, and but pretty much everything starts with the lead and the supervisors.
And communication.
Communication's the big key. Knowing, because a lot of times, if something's not set up or whatever, somebody's always right there to say, hey, well, this is what the label says that you're making, and and stuff. So yeah, communication's the big thing, and just kind of getting into the groove of the morning. I mean, you quickly make friends, and I would have to say I'm pretty much friendly with everybody that works here, because it is pretty much an extended family. A lot of people relocate here, and they do leave families behind like I did. So you come out here, you kind of have nobody, but you quickly make a family once you start working here and everything. So I greet a lot of people. It really feels good. When I was unemployed there for almost a year, I really didn't feel like I was making a difference. And even though garbage, we're just making garbage bags, to somebody that's making a difference. If you're putting out a good product, you're putting out good quality, you're making a difference in somebody's life, because they don't want a bad bag. They want a good bag. It's the worst thing is to have trash all over the place, you know? So even though it may not, you know, be glamorous or anything like that, you're still making a difference in society and in the community. So I enjoy my job. I enjoy coming here. Some days I really don't enjoy my job, but for overall, I enjoy working. I mean, it's a sense of pride, you know, and it feels good to have employment. And not just for the money, that's the bonus, but it feels good just to be able to do something. The favorite part of my job is getting along with the people who I work with. I like being social, I mean, you know, and talking to them. And I'm the machine operator, and I have usually 1 or 2 pickers. Always 1, sometimes 2 pickers at my machine boxing. And I always tell them all the time, you know, we're a team. You know, I just push the buttons and stuff and keep the machine running, but without good pickers and strong pickers, you know, my product's not going to get out. So we are a team, and so I just enjoy working alongside my friends. I've lived independently for a very long time. I've started out I owned my own trailer in Pennsylvania, and then I relocated to Ohio, and I had an apartment there, and I have an apartment here. And actually, I am in the pursuit of looking for my own home. So that's my big thing in the next 6 months is I'm going to probably get a mortgage, and because I feel like I can settle down here because I got the job and the employment and now the income, so I can, you know, get my own place. Have a place for Beasley to run, you know. So, right, without Envision, I would not be currently looking for a home. There just wouldn't be no way. I would still be an apartment dweller, which isn't a big deal, but after getting Beasley, it's almost like having a kid. And even when she retires, I want a place for her, you know, to have a home, not just an apartment and no yard to play in. This will give me a yard for her. So.
That's very nice. Yeah. That's very good.